The University of Detroit Mercy presents another brand new episode of Ask the Professor, the radio show on which you match wits with University of Detroit Mercy professors in an unrehearsed session of questions and answers. Today's program was recorded using Zoom video conferencing technology.
The University Tower chimes, bringing another session of Ask the Professor, the show on which you match wits with University of Detroit Mercy professors in an unrehearsed session of questions and answers. I'm your host, Matt Mio, and let me introduce to you our panel for today. I'm looking right at him, but he's always doing other stuff. It's Dan Maggio.
Hi, Matt. How are you? Happy Friday.
I'm teasing you, but I know you're a busy guy. You probably have like a flight simulator's worth of monitors.
At work, I got a Surface Pro a couple months ago. I love it.
Me too.
And I never thought I would say that about a Microsoft product. But then I went out and splurged on a new monitor, and I love that. So I kind of like my setup here, and I wish I had another monitor.
Sure.
What are you, like Johnson Space Control now? I mean, what?
By the way, speaking of, did anybody watch the kind of the live-ish
Exciting.
Yeah, it was cool.
That was actually pretty cool.
Yeah, America used to do really great things like that on a pretty regular basis and contributing to all of humanity.
Do we own Mars now?
That's right, because we do own the moon, right?
Weren't there two other countries that had sent things up in the last couple of weeks too before we did?
Really?
Yeah.
It was a mad rush to get to Mars. Was it the Saudi Arabian one? I think there was one from
the UAE went.
And who was the other one?
But did they land?
India?
Did their little
China?
Did their little ships
Was
land?
it China or Russia? One of the two. I thought it was another power.
I thought it was China.
I think it was China.
Oh,
Yeah, it wasn't
that would
Russia.
make sense.
Oh, I think our choices are limited.
Hitting a planet's a little easier than landing gently on one.
That is true. That is absolutely true. And after a 7-month journey of his own, we're also joined by Jeffe Boats today.
Howdy.
7 months to get to Mars, Jeff. 7 months.
Are we live? I kind of cut out for a minute. Oh, cool. I'll tell you, when I see the Mars rover, it reminds me of when I started grad school at Carnegie Mellon about 29 years ago now. Outside of my office, there was a giant spider-shaped robot slowly crawling up the hill, and it was, it would take 2 minutes to calculate a step, and then it would slowly move a step, and then it would think for 2 more minutes. I think they called it the Dante. They sent it inside of volcanoes, and then they eventually tried to send it to Mars, and it broke, I guess. But
Oh dear.
and from this giant spider robot that took 2 minutes to take a step, to rovers that gently land and run around and drill and send back data. It's just amazing how far we've come in one generation.
Kind of cool.
Giant spider robot scares me.
think Johnny Quest.
Yeah,
that episode of Johnny Quest.
Yes, I know.
Not nearly as cool as that.
But science is cool.
Hey, we suddenly got joined by Jim Tubbs.
Yay.
Yay!
Jim,
Yeah.
I hope you're well.
I'm well.
It's good to hear.
I was buying a car and it took longer than I thought.
Well,
Oh, okay.
What'd you get?
I got another Equinox. I love
Oh,
it.
Nice.
you got another fleet, huh? So
Yeah, another fleet. This one's silver.
Oh, nice.
They drive good. They don't give me any trouble. So
Very cool. I read Appointment, I'm going to confess, Jim, and I wondered whether you were having some sort of a medical procedure done.
no.
Said a little prayer for you.
An appointment with the car dealership. My lease on the other one was due this summer, but right now the interest rates are so low. They were encouraging people to trade in their leases early.
Of course.
Right.
Absolutely.
he had was it Equinoxity, or what's the procedure?
I guess. Yes. I traded in an Equinox for an Equinox.
That's right. An equinoscopy. That's what
Yes.
he had.
Yeah.
He traded up.
Somebody who knows all about oscopies. I don't know. I just made that up. It's Beth Oljar. I'm
Well,
sorry.
that actually is kind of true.
Oh no. I didn't realize that.
You go get one colonoscopy and then, your whole life changes. But I have just read on Yahoo News that Kim and Kanye are filing for divorce. And I know that's just going to break everybody's heart.
Oh, what a shock.
I know.
I wonder how this will affect his 2024 campaign.
Yeah, me too.
I gotta say, now that I know he's pretty severely bipolar, I actually feel kind of bad for him. I don't think that the people he surrounds himself with understand his disorder.
There are medications for that.
Yep, there are. He should probably take them.
Have some lithium. Yep.
That's right. Exactly.
Oh my. Well,
and the Kardashians should just stop reproducing. I think Greg Grabowski has pretty strong feelings about that. If our students are to be trusted on that.
At least they're not on television every time you turn around now. That's a help.
That's true. That is absolutely true. We always come to Ask the Professor for our pop culture, pop news, updates here. This is important stuff. Professor Stephen Manning is here with us today.
Hello.
What's going on, Stephen?
I wanted to give an update on the snow shoveling wars in the neighborhood.
Sure.
I've reported previously that there were people with snow blowers,
right,
doing the thing. Today, for the first time, they've been one-upped. I saw a man on I think this is an all-terrain vehicle, something you take like up north to ride around the hills and mountains, with a blade on it going down the sidewalk.
Good for them.
So what's next? I don't know. And of course, I'm still out there with my shovel, right, doing it manually.
It'll be like those ones on campus with the big brush on the front.
Yeah. This one had a blade, but kind of like that. Yeah, going down the sidewalks, snow flying all over the place.
Yep,
very fun.
Zamboni.
Do you have a little salt spreader on the back?
I don't think he did. No, but that's probably
those spinny things.
That's next.
Could be gift. Maybe his birthday's coming up.
I was thinking of the
neighborhood pool money to get him one.
This morning, I was lucky enough to pull up to the light next to the plow, and it's got the little spinny thing on the back to throw all the salt, but it never stopped spinning while we were stationary.
That's right.
Like it felt like I was getting stuffed in it.
And leaves a pile. I live right near the salt depository for Southfield. It's a big, it looks like a huge igloo.
No, it's the salt nipple, we call it.
Yeah, it's right below 696 and right, across the freeway from me. And believe me, those trucks, when they fill up, the first turn they make, they often spill a lot of the calcium chloride or salt down onto the road. So you see these big piles of white or blue stuff in the middle of the intersection.
Isn't Detroit basically built on a big
salt
pile?
Yeah.
Yep. The salt mines are.
Yep. Post 9/11, we weren't allowed to go. It used to be a chem club tradition to take a tour to see how they mine the halite, but they've been blocked off since September 11th for fairly obvious reasons.
Sure.
Stephanie Conant is here.
What's the obvious reason? Sorry, I'm not Mr. Obvious.
It's an extensive network of tunnels where explosives could be detonated and collapse the city. Yeah.
That's
exciting.
So
Stephanie,
that's a
what's
thing.
going on?
Nothing that exciting.
Have you ever heard Greg Grabowski do the Kardashian thing in front of you?
Probably. I don't know.
Is this anything like him imitating his daughters on a cell phone?
Oh,
maybe. I don't know. I don't know. He recaps RuPaul's Drag Race on occasion. I don't know. I mean, he watches all kinds of stuff.
Yes, he does.
Yes,
he does.
Right. I'm not judging. I just
no, not at all.
Also, the fiercest dodgeball player I've ever met.
That's right. That's absolutely correct. Frankly, used to be a regular on the show. We should get him back for a couple things. You're the chair. You could make it a part of what he has to do or something.
Yeah.
He gets extra credit.
And bring the hissing cockroaches.
Yeah. No. Well, if
on
we're
the
doing
Zoom,
it virtually, okay.
Yeah, just on the Zoom.
It would creep me out still, but I'd survive.
Well, he has quite the menagerie at his house. He's got a couple birds, couple dogs. I don't know. So whenever he has a Zoom, it's like if someone comes home, the bird goes off and then the dog barks. And then so he's quite the typical biologist in the.
Yes, he is. Classic animal guy.
Yeah.
Heather Hill is with us today.
Oh, everyone.
Hello. Do I not remember that you had art behind you? I mean, it's at least at some point over the last 11 months, I'm not sure that you had art behind you. Is that true?
That is true. This is fairly new.
That's cool.
Yes. And
Really?
I had to pay someone dearly to get it up there.
Oh, well.
Wow.
No. This lovely individual did it for free.
That was nice of him.
They look very nice.
Thank
I
you.
would expect nothing less from you to see a little bit of nature by way of botany behind you. So,
Thank you. I like them too.
yeah. Dave Chow is here with us.
Pleasure to be here, as always.
Excellent. What's going on, Dave?
Nothing much, just working on TV commercials that are due on Monday morning. That's all. So
We did see your Super Bowl commercial. We thought it was pretty cool.
it was interesting.
Yeah.
Probably the 5 toughest days of my advertising career ever.
Oh, really?
You tell.
I
slept maybe 10 hours in 5 days working on all that.
Wow.
Probably about 200 some drawings.
Incredible.
So it was kind of brutal, but it's like it's another Super Bowl spot I can
So
knock on my belt.
what was your what did you put into that? And what did you contribute?
I helped with the presentation of the idea. So I just did a lot of the drawings to help with the pitch.
There you go.
Ah, okay.
You didn't meet Winona Ryder.
I wish. No, that
Such a cool commercial.
The spot that spot that ran, there was also another one that they did not go with that would have involved Matt Damon. You would have loved that one.
Matt Damon.
Matt Damon doing who though?
Yeah.
It
That's
would
a
have.
big- That's how you say his name in Team America, World Police.
I think I could talk
Matt
about it. They were
Damon.
Cadillac was going to do a spot about The Martian.
Oh, there you go.
It was kind of a take on Elon Musk trying to get to Mars, and they're going to make fun of him, and they're going to hire Matt Damon to drive the Cadillac there. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I loved
Very
that
cool.
film.
Very cool.
I love the take on the whole exploration of Mars. That people think, why do you worry so much about exploring Mars and getting to Mars and thinking about how you could live on Mars? And the easy explanation is, well, if you can fix Mars, you can fix the Earth.
Mhm.
And because we appear to not be fixing the Earth, so having a place to go.
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
It's Matt. It's kind of like us.
I'd rather fix Earth than go to Mars and eat Matt Damon's poop potatoes.
I'm gonna
It was a good book though.
I agree.
It was a good film. I thought the movie was good.
Yeah. they both were.
Science the S out of that.
Sometimes the whole point of science is to explore pie in the sky things, because the things you come up with trying to solve fantastic problems,
Right.
very, very much simpler, more practical versions are more useful here. You know what I mean?
Yep.
That's
Like
right.
airplanes.
Exactly right. I tell you what, folks, this is a program you can send us questions regarding anything. It's been a while since we've had a Matt Damon question set, and now that I've said it, no going back.
Do
If you
it.
stump the panel, you win a prize.
Rounders.
If you don't stump the panel, you win a prize. You
I
can
like
send us
them
the
apples.
questions in a number of ways. You can email us at atp@udmercy.edu. Find us on Facebook or Instagram, or listen on your favorite smart speaker by asking it to play Ask the Professor at University of Detroit Mercy. We're still toying with the possibility of perhaps some people who send us questions that stump us real good and inviting them to our one of our Zoom recording sessions. So send something our way. Let's see what happens, right? Like this fellow. Dear Profs, rather than complain about the current state of the pandemic, the family has taken to being cooped up to write more questions for your show. I'd like to think we've gotten good with evacuating from fires, hint, hint, and being a homebody shouldn't be an issue now. Below are 20 questions we collect from various sources and carefully edited for you. The simple ones, frankly, are far beneath your intellect. We'd like to think that our questions are at least double Jeopardy board worthy and challenging for the profs.
Okay.
Eternally thankful for you and the profs have been able to record your shows remotely and safely. Warmest and safest greetings from our friend from Valencia, California. That's Frank Burrows.
Hey,
Good old
Frank.
Frank.
Yay, Frank.
Thank you
He
very
always
much.
sends good questions.
Does he
Absolutely.
want us to answer in the form of a question?
We don't.
I'd like to make it a true daily double.
I gotta point out, since you opened the door there, Jeff, did you know that they don't care about that anymore and they don't penalize you for it?
What?
No, I haven't watched it in a long time.
What?
I feel sad at the thought of that, though.
Still do it though,
They
right?
should
They
penalize on spelling.
long before Alex passed, they changed the phraseology. Alex used to always do the reveal and go, answer, because you were giving the question to the answer.
Right.
Now it's called a clue. Because apparently thinking in reverse is too difficult for most people.
I don't like that. I don't like
it either.
What
Although
is
Ken
lowering your
Jennings has done a good
standards,
job.
Alex?
Yeah.
Stupid Ken Jennings.
Hey, wait a minute now. Hey, he's being replaced next week.
Yes.
Oh, by
he
who?
did his run.
The producer, Mike Richards,
That's
for
right,
a week
Mike
or two.
Richards is the next guy.
Yeah.
Make sure you tell me when Dr. Oz is going to be on, and I will not watch.
You guys remember Braden Smith, who was some of Alex's last shows.
That's
Young
right.
man from 24, I think, from Las Vegas, passed away soon
Yeah.
after.
I saw that.
He won,
I saw
what,
that in the
5 games
paper.
in a row or something? 115,000. He's passed away.
Very sad.
Too young, too bright.
When's Aaron Rodgers going to be on there?
Sometime soon.
Yeah, a couple months.
And then I don't know, some of the other people that they're going to have replace, for guest hosting. I'm like, really?
What was the name of that Apple computer that they had compete against Ken Jennings?
Oh, you're thinking Blue?
Watson, yeah.
Watson
would be a great host for a week. Give him a try.
They might. They'll rotate him through.
Yeah, exactly.
What is 1984?
What's Commodore 64?
Who are the only 3 actors to appear in every single one of the 273 episodes of the television show Cheers?
Ted Danson.
Norm.
Ted Danson, George Wendt,
and
Rhea Perlman?
It says here that it was Rhea Perlman. It was only those 3 in every episode. Every episode.
Wow.
She was the life of that show.
It was a beautiful show. I loved that show.
What is 3 people who've never been in my kitchen?
Yet.
In what city was Aretha Franklin born?
Atlanta?
Detroit?
Wasn't it like Cleveland
not
or
here.
something?
No.
Tupelo, Mississippi.
Cincinnati.
Birmingham.
Nope.
That's where she lives now, right? Or what did live?
Oh,
It's not Clawson either. I can tell you that.
Oh, darn.
Is it in Michigan?
It's not. It's a little bit
Not in
further
Michigan.
south.
What? Toledo.
Cincinnati.
Fort Wayne.
Woodhaven.
So Kentucky, Tennessee.
It was in Tennessee. It was Memphis, Tennessee.
Memphis.
Oh.
Okay. All right.
So her father had a parish there?
Yeah.
Something like that, right?
And now she's walking with her feet 10 feet off a bill.
That's right.
She's not walking at all.
She's floating.
What was Janet Cook's infamous association with the Pulitzer Prize?
Say that one more time, please.
What was Janet Cook's?
Oh, she faked the story, or she faked some of the details of the story.
Plagiarized it, wasn't it? Or no sources.
She made up the sources.
It says here it was fabricated, so she
Yeah.
had the prize revoked. Yes. Mhm. That's gotta hurt.
Yeah.
In the line of succession to the British throne, who is the first female? Good question.
Princess
Charlotte.
It would be
Princess
Andrew's
Charlotte. It is
daughter.
Princess Charlotte.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because they
Andrew's
didn't.
daughter.
They didn't.
William's
William's
daughter.
daughter. Kate's daughter. Because they changed
Oh, right.
primogenitor. So yeah.
So what about Andrew's daughter?
No,
I mean,
No.
they're there,
Doesn't
but
count.
it's not fourth.
they're not.
Yeah.
They're way down. Past
By the way,
that.
I just thought, wouldn't it be funny if you wrote a book about Janet Cook and won the Pulitzer Prize for that?
Oh, that's meta.
That would be ironic.
That is ironic.
All right, back to
Princess
the Queen.
Charlotte is number 4. Going backwards towards the throne, Prince George, Prince William, and then Prince Charles, of course.
Okay.
I did a story.
What do the movies, are you ready? Dirty Dancing, Full Metal Jacket, Lethal Weapon, and The Care Bears Adventure in Wonderland all have in common?
Jerry
were,
Orbach.
yeah, all released at the Imagine.
Same producer.
Well, they weren't all Kubrick films.
No, for sure.
Really not the. I would love to see a Kubrick Care Bears film.
You want to see a Tarantino Care Bears film?
Sat at a summer camp in the 60s. No, I don't know.
Did it have to do with
Sometimes
the
even
actor?
funny
or
Was it a
actress?
voiceover?
Oh, wait, Jerry Orbach? Yeah, voiceover.
That was my guess.
Oh,
That was a good guess. It was a really good guess, but
Who was
it's not what I have here.
it was
Wait, say the names of these.
They
One
all have a
last time.
talent show in them.
Dirty Dancing, Full Metal Jacket, Lethal Weapon, The Care Bears Adventure in Wonderland.
They all come out in 1986.
They all came out in 1987.
All right, there we go.
Nice.
7. Oh.
Okay.
Nice.
Oh,
Okay.
nice.
Huh.
I've only seen
Jerry
Dirty
Orbach,
Dancing
though,
6
that's
times.
great. That's great.
You're painting a vivid picture of my teenage years, and I don't like it.
Yeah, right?
I like Dirty Dancing. Let's have
Such a
Dirty
good
Dancing.
movie.
That's
You
so
are
good.
Stephanie. Yes.
So
In
good.
fact, when I was watching The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel,
Mhm.
and they were going to the
Oh, yeah.
Catskills, I'm like, they're going to Kellerman's.
They're going to do the
Exactly.
The hula show. Yeah.
That's the first tape, like one of the first tapes I ever owned. That and White Snake, but that was better. That soundtrack was way better.
Nice. Which
Snake?
US
You mean Tawny Kitane's backup band?
Oh
Yeah,
my gosh.
right.
You have the night of your life, Stephanie.
I
With
still know all the
David
words.
Coverdale. Just saying.
Which U.S. president owned dogs named, I love this, Madam Moose, Drunkard, and Sweet Lips?
Sounds like LBJ.
You're going to have to go quite a bit further back.
Oh,
Steven, help us out.
Hoover.
Teddy Roosevelt.
Drunkard?
John
Further
Adams.
back?
Further back.
Thomas Jefferson.
George Washington.
Washington. Yeah, I was gonna say you can't go
G-Dub. It was George Washington. yeah.
Oh,
I love
Drunkard.
Madam Moose. I think Madam Moose
drunkard
is awesome.
though.
I like Drunkard.
Yeah.
I don't want to
My
know the
next
story
animal.
behind Sweet Lips.
I don't want to name anything Sweet Lips.
You can't tell a lie, so I'm not going to ask.
he couldn't call Martha that. You know, so
Well, you could. I mean,
I mean, it could, but
she was a hip lady.
a perfect question for Professor Mio. Frank says, according to, and I've seen this video, the American Chemical Society actually did an experiment last year with the very broad question: how many fun-size Halloween candy bars would you have to eat to kill yourself? they performed a calculation. See if you can hit the number.
well,
Seriously?
Yeah.
875.
Sugar is technically listed as a poison in the CDC.
Yeah. 875 is a little high, Jim.
Really?
415.
522.
Still high.
Is this
222.
to
89.
induce diabetic shock or to equal the amount of sugar that is
Yeah,
listed as a poison
No,
in the
I think it's
CDC?
the toxicity of the caffeine
The
or the
chocolate.
cacao itself.
How would
Probably
you How would you die? What would you die from? Can you describe that?
Glee. He would die from Glee.
a stomach full of candy.
I think it would be kind of like how chocolate is toxic to dogs.
No,
yeah,
it's
the
eventually you'd
theophylline and
hit a
theobromine
toxic
would
level
probably get
for-
to you
Okay.
in large
Was this
quantities.
for a man, a woman, average weight?
That is
Right.
also a very good question.
Very
On
good
the
question,
average tout.
detective.
Because
It's
those
a
Goth, a
170
Halloween goth.
175.
Okay, I'll say 195.
I mean, you're all getting closer
Depends
after.
on the kind of chocolate.
Doesn't
It better
depend
not be
on the
lower than
kind
that.
of
Otherwise,
Candy too.
we've been in the danger zone.
Yeah.
Now, does this only apply to chemists, or does this apply to
Right,
like cartoonists and mathematicians? And
It only
Okay.
applies if you know what's going on.
Okay. It's 262 fun-size candy bars.
262. My good. In how much time span? I hope I haven't transgressed that.
I was
Wait a
gonna say,
minute.
you've
they're
toed the
really
line. Be careful.
small. They're really small.
I know.
What
They're
is-
just
so-
bite size.
Like if
So
you're
what is
just
it? What, you
watching
got-
a movie and like you wouldn't even know.
It's
you
either this or
finished 10 of them during a commercial.
or like a Snickers bong. I mean,
You all are incorrigible. Incorrigible.
Listen, you're the
We're
one
just
whose
saying it's
Halloween
doable.
is favorite holiday.
That's
Totally doable.
true. True. This is a good one to just know off the top of your head. How many times specifically are unicorns mentioned in the Bible?
None.
3.
Two.
Oh, wait a
Two
minute.
of them, right?
There are mythical monsters in the
ark.
Book of
They missed
Revelations.
the
and
ark.
some of them have
They
horns.
missed
So
the
hold on
ark.
a second.
They did not get invited on.
I want to
To the
say there's
ark.
at least one that has a horn in Revelations.
We may have to
Myth?
do some research here because you're basically swirling around it. It says here the answer is 9. 9 times in the Bible.
9.
Unicorns are mentioned. We'll have to
Yeah,
They have
Jeff,
like
it's
a-
got to be all in Revelation. That's the only place you'd find something described like that.
Is this referring to all creatures of various kinds that have one horn?
That's a good question.
Or
I
like
have no
Adam and
idea.
Eve rode one out, or
They
Joseph.
certainly were
Joseph
not
and
called
Mary.
unicorns in the
No,
Bible.
you got to be talking about like
Narwhal.
Ezekiel in the Book of Revelation.
Yeah,
You talk about bizarre monsters and things coming down from heaven.
Is this the King James version?
Possibly. I could be the Vulgate of Saint Jerome as well.
I think it's the first book of Ezekiel. It sounds like a UFO encounter if you read it.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's exactly right.
Maybe it was in the Septuagint and was a mistranslation.
What year did masculine names start getting used to officially name hurricanes?
Oh, it wasn't that long ago. About 12 years ago, maybe.
A little bit more than that.
Okay.
I remember that from my childhood. It's got to be at least 40 years.
92 or
Oh,
40
Steven?
years.
Older than that.
No, so am I. But 72, 82.
It says
That
it's
sounds right.
1979. Yep, you were in the wheelhouse, though. You're in the wheelhouse.
Gee, it seems like yesterday.
Yep. Okay. Who invented automatic tapping shoes, a sarcasm detector, a frog exaggerator, and hamburger-shaped earmuffs?
Sounds like stuff from
Frank Zappa.
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
The Marx
does,
Brothers.
It does.
I was going to say
Weird
Mark
Al.
Benvenuto.
Was it a person or is it a catalog?
It is a character. These are all fictitious things.
Oh, the same character.
Read them again. What is it?
Yes, they invented self-tapping shoes, a sarcasm detector, a frog exaggerator, and hamburger earmuffs.
Well, like the professor from Futurama.
That's about as close as we might get.
Nutty
It's actually
Professor?
the professor from The Simpsons. Professor
It's a freak.
Frink.
Professor Frink, yes. The frog exaggerator. What is this thing?
Exaggerate a frog.
It makes frogs look bigger than they actually are. I'm sorry.
Dear Lord.
Oh, it's so great.
Stephanie, that could come in handy for biology, couldn't it? No?
You're kind of messy.
Well, true.
There's a character from a very, very famous film series whose last name is Rockatansky. What is the better known nickname of that character?
Rocky.
No, it's not. That's a good guess.
Rockatansky.
This was a series made during the 70s and 80s that was recently also remade in a new movie.
Tom and Jerry.
Not the eight. It's not one of the
No.
18 members. I don't think.
Remade.
Taxi?
Nope. I'm afraid if I give you the person's first name, it's going to give everything away. but-
Ghostbusters?
No, that's a good guess too, actually.
Rocket.
Egon Rockatansky. That's not his name.
Was it a series in the 70s and become a movie?
Well, it was a
No,
cartoon.
it wasn't a series, but it was a series of movies. I think there were at least
I
three
thought
sequels.
you said cartoon at the beginning.
Well, I'm sorry.
Sorry, that's why I guessed Tom and Jerry.
Mhm.
A series of
movies.
They've remade everything, it feels like. So-
Yeah, and it's so interesting. If you don't know Rockatansky, there's not much from the name you're going to be able to get out of it. What if I told you that this character's first name was Max?
Max Headroom.
Mad Max.
Mad Max.
Mad Max.
Oh, Mad Max.
Rockatansky.
All right.
Mhm. You know, the new Mad Max movie wasn't half bad. It was
very good. I liked it.
It's kind of good. Yep.
Crazy young Mel
But
Gibson.
nobody can top Tina Turner.
Yes,
Nobody.
well, of course. I mean, come
Yeah,
on.
but the cars in the new Mad Max movie were really nice.
Mhm.
You know, there's nothing uplifting at all about those movies, so they're
Well,
difficult
they're
to watch.
not intended to be.
I know,
They're
but
a downer.
I would say just in general, movies like that out of that genre are just they're
Dystopian is an
difficult to
understatement.
watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, dystopian is an understatement.
It's tough.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's just Dan. It's just eye candy at that point because there isn't much of a plot. You drive out, you come back.
If you like that kind of movie, some friends of mine from Montreal made one called Turbo Kid. It's I don't know. It's a sort of a B-C movie that's sort of along those lines of Mad Max, but it's more fun.
Was
Check out Turbo Kid.
Charlize Theron in that movie?
She was in the new one. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
She ended up, frankly, becoming the hero in that story, which was kind of cool.
Even with a missing arm, she was still hot and saucy.
Right. All right. Last one for the day, professors. We're reaching the end of our show. Let's see if we can do this and get all three of them without getting one wrong. So let's be careful. What 3 states of the United States are the top lemon producers?
Lemon.
Florida,
California,
Arizona.
Florida, California, and Arizona, even in the order I have them here. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Incredible. Yeah, that's it. Very
Yeah,
well
my
done.
sister has got some in her yard, got lemon trees in her yard.
Man, I don't know what I would do if I lived, in a place where I could just pluck a lemon off a tree. Man, I'd be drinking lemonade all the time.
And oranges and grapefruit and tangerines. I mean, yeah, Arizona is great for fruit. And of course, Florida is. It's more spread out in Florida, though. You find in Phoenix, the Phoenix area, you find just all kinds of citrus fruit.
That's why Diane moved out there.
Well, yeah, her sister's already got it, though. She's already got the citrus in her yard.
Mm-hmm. Well, those were a great set of questions, Frank. You always do such a great job. And he has promised us in his last couple sets of questions, I'll get you a new list of favorites to do. We'll have to wait till our next show to do that because we are out of time. So the time has come to say goodbye. Dave.
See ya.
Stephanie.
Goodbye.
Stephen.
Bye.
Beth.
Bye.
Dan.
Bye-bye.
Jim.
I'm still waiting on ocean liner questions, but bye.
Heather.
Bye.
And Jeff.
There are no lemons in the Motor City.
And now these words from University of Detroit Mercy. Ask the Professor is transcribed in, all of our homes, but usually it's in the Briggs Building in the Department of Communication Studies in the College of Liberal Arts and Education at University of Detroit Mercy's McNichols campus. Ask the Professor is produced and technically directed by Michael Jason and Brian Masonville, and our executive producer is Professor Jason Roach. Until next week, I'm your host, Matt Mio.